Our final music news story of the day is news on Queen. We obviously have a certain amount of love for Queen on this show. I mean, they're one of the biggest bands to exist in the history of everything, so that's got to be respected. They're woven into the fabric of culture in a way that, you know, hardly any other bands are, and because of their massive back catalogue, and thanks in part to the colossally successful Bohemian Rhapsody film, their appeal sort of runs from generation to generation. And next year is going to be their 50th anniversary. And it looks like this Sunday they're going to have their first #1 album since 1995. This is their Queen and Adam Lambert Live Around the World album, which is a live record they've done with different performances from gigs taken across, like, all the shows they've done across the globe since, like, 2012. And the Queen machine keeps rolling. They were due to play some more massive shows this year, which have been obviously postponed until next year, till June and July, which actually might have been a blessing because, as you probably heard, Brian May, the guitarist, suffered a near-fatal heart attack back in May. He was very, very ill. Doctors, I think, found 3 blocked arteries. He was kind of near death. But this new album looks like it's going to be #1. And I spoke to Brian May and drummer Roger Taylor and Adam Lambert about lockdown, about Brian's illness, and about their future plans. Gentlemen, it's lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Nice to see anybody these days.
Nice to see anybody. I'm fascinated by musicians who go and play, and you go out and play, and that's what you do. That's part of your whole vocation, and now you can't do that. I'm kind of interested in, like, that, having that taken away from you must feel, it's a loss, isn't it?
Rub it in.
Yeah, it has been tough. It feels very weird. And of course, a lot of people can't do what they do at the moment. You know, we're not alone in this. But yes, it's kind of destroyed our business. I'd be interested to see if the business can actually recover. We have the tour booked. You know, all our dates were postponed. They weren't cancelled. So everybody's still got their tickets for next May for that European and British tour. So let's keep fingers crossed that we can actually do it. You can actually get those people in by then.
I mean, after Freddie's death, obviously Brian and I really thought that the band was kind of over, you know, and we weren't expecting to tour. So so we did have a long period without touring.
That's right.
So we had, but this, we've sort of, the whole, since Adam, etc., we've really sort of reinvented the whole thing of Queen, and it feels like such an alive thing at the moment, you know. It feels like a real momentum thing, and so that was stopped,
It was stopped. I chose this moment to get really ill. It's a very good moment to nearly die, and a long sort of recovery process now. But actually, you know, I'm kidding, but it was actually fortuitous, because if that had happened last year, we would have lost all of last year's touring.
How serious was it?
It was very, very serious, yeah. I couldn't even crawl across the floor at one point. Yeah, it was very, very bad. But it was at the right time, and I had the right people around me, so I was very lucky, really. And I'm on a big recovery curve now. My new religion is getting fit, is getting my fitness back. So I will be ready in May.
Coming back to the kind of lockdown situation that we're in, whereas lots of other bands have maybe kind of stepped back a little bit, you've kind of thrown yourself forward. There's been more communication with the fans. There's been more, each of you individually and as a group have kind of really reached out in a way that's been, I think people have really, really appreciated. You must have felt that back.
Yeah, it's good, I guess. Yeah, you have an opportunity. Everything's an opportunity, you know. There's a lot of hardship, but there's a lot of hardship in life anyway. You know, most of life is sort of overcoming the difficulties, and we have a particular difficulty in this pandemic, but there's a lot we can do, so we're doing it, I guess. We're doing what we can.
I mean, Brian was doing Instagram guitar lessons, and I did some beginner's drum stuff, and did a solo track and about isolation, and so yeah, I mean, we did find ways of putting ourselves out there, you know.
Yeah, but it's been nice.
And that's sort of our duty as artists, is to kind of like help people along. You're supposed to inspire people or provide escape or joy or whatever it is. That's our job, you know. And especially in 2020, when things are so intense and stressful, it's more than ever, it's our job to sort of help out, give people some love and some joy.
What else is coming up soon? What's on the whiteboard for the future, do you think?
Well, getting back out on the road is the big deal.
It's the big thing.
You know, if we can do that, it'd be amazing. You know, we'd all start to live that bit higher level again. Yeah, I think that's what we need.
That's what makes us happy these days, I think. Because we realise that this is what we do, and we're still quite good at it, and so we want to keep on doing it until we can't.
Best mates.
Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously glad that Brian's okay, and yeah, they there's so few bands that occupy that space, as I say, in popular culture, regardless of you know, you might be a fan or you might not be a fan, but it's kind of like the Beatles. They're in the very DNA of British and international music. So
Absolutely
I hope
true.
they get a #1, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well deserved for all these years.